Well, good day, all. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your metal market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for the evening of September 17th, the day before the FOMC meeting. Tomorrow will be the 18th. And the time about, right now, 6:35 p.m. Central Time. So we've got the gold up $8, holding this 2,600 level, or keep coming back to it is what we could say. The silver market up to the 31. If these markets take off, watch out. They could be very interesting. Should they take off right here? I don't think so. The chart action, what you've got here is markets that often pull back from this. But you'd have to be very bold to try to go through tomorrow's FOMC meeting and tell me the reaction to it. We're going to get either a 50 or a 25 basis point rate cut. Either of them are fine with me. How will the market look at it, though? That's where the action's going to be. If they get a 25, will the market act that it's disappointing and you'll drop down in these markets? If you get a 50, will the market think the market's scared, the Fed might know something? Or will they both embrace either way that it goes and take off? That is what this is all about tomorrow. And if you're trying to guess it, join the ranks of people trying to do so. Gold up today, the dollar up today 13 points, which didn't really impact the gold very much at all. So if we could, let's take a look at the news for the morning. And what you're going to get is the Mortgage Bankers Association numbers. We all know that interest rates have been falling. I'm assuming mortgage rates will do something similar, that we'll see the activity index, and that's what these are going to be. And then we'll hear at on Thursday or so what the weekly numbers are. That should get where it's interesting. The housing starts and building permit data, well, that's going to come out at 7:30. Has this spurred anything on? Petroleum numbers at 9:30. We had the API numbers today, and the big boy in the room is going to be two parts. Number one, you get the statement. Number two, the wording of the Fed chair behind it and why he did what he did. Is it bullish? Is it dovish? Which way is it going to be? Is it bearish? Who knows? I don't know what he's going to say. So that's where you're at. And remember, you get your yin-yang. Let me explain that to you one more time. He comes out at 1:30, he'll do his explanation. The explanation will be very important, but you get your dot plots. The markets are going to go through those like mad. Where do they think the Fed members are lining up, and how many rate cuts are they forecasting for the immediate future, at least until the next series of dot plots, which I think is December. So that's going to be important. But what time is that in Asia? Well, they're sleeping. What time is it in Europe? 1:30 here is 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, depending where in Europe you're at. A lot of people aren't around. So the yin-yang happens. We end, we react. Asians wake up, they look at the market, they like it, they don't like it. They start trading, it goes to Europe, they do it, and by the time it gets back here, the world's reacting to the whole thing. Just in time for Thursday's Bank of England and Bank of Japan monetary policy meetings. And remember, they both get a chance to see what the Fed's going to do, big or small. It may well influence what they do. So there's a lot going on, and I think you got to pay attention in that way. If you look at gold, backing off a little bit on a weekly basis, you are down about 0.5%. When you take a look at where the market's at, you came up, and you'll see why I'm saying, do I look for a pullback? Yeah. Would I bet on it? No. Higher lows, higher highs. I could make an argument that I'd love to see the market back at 25.56 to consider, is that a buy zone? What I don't consider a buy zone is the Bollinger Band. Now, are we embedded? We are not. You just have gotten, just now in the evening, both numbers over 80. So overbought against the upper Bollinger Band, never did embed. If it pulls back, I see support potential, the 25.56 area. The gold-silver ratio continues to break down, meaning you need less ounces of silver in a perfect world where you just trade in the silver, no commissions of any type, none of that, and you get an ounce of gold. It's at 83.59. In the silver chart, you have a lower low, higher high, and it too is running to the buzzsaw at the upper Bollinger Band. Understand, I don't know what tomorrow's reaction will be to this, but when I go back and do chart analysis, I don't mark on my charts that was Fed day, not in any manner. So when it gets wherever it's going, I just look at where the Bollinger Band is. Is the market having resistance there? Are we embedded, overbought? Where are we? In the copper market, overbought, trend up, couldn't quite make it to the Bollinger Band. A lot of support right here. And notice the 18-day average is not trying to cross over yet on the 200-day average. So you're just maintaining a support zone, but not an up thrust zone. In the platinum market, the Bollinger Band was too much, so the market pulled back to what had been the first resistance, hitting it in the Bollinger Band for support there. Again, overbought. Anything can happen in these markets. That, by the way, did I say 200? That's the 100-day average. The 200's over here in the gray. And last, the dollar. Okay, do you see a trend there? Because I don't. I see a market that dropped down, found its support. I see a resistance point around 184. I see momentum down, bias down, but I don't see a trend right now. So you got to be a bit careful with these markets. You know the stock indices are back up tonight. You can see a lot of green on the charts. I don't know what that means by the time you wake up. What I do know is that tomorrow is the day that my gold report will go off the website. So I covered in this gold, GLD, GDX. I give you ideas as to what I see in them. I give you ideas just like we're talking here, and ideas on seasonalities. Big amount of seasonality there as to what I'm looking for. My report will go off the board tomorrow, so you go to iraepstein.com, and on the top left, you'll see the gold report. If you move over and you want to move your cursor up here, you'll have an icon. And if you get on the website, you can also go to research. It'll be there. Not sending out any more emails on it. Those ended. None went out today. And you either got it or you didn't, or you go to our website, iraepstein.com. I'm Ira. You have yourself a very good evening, and I will catch up with you all in the morning.